Čus, lidi. Vítejte u prvního spuštění hry Dirt Rally, kterou jsem včera vyhrál v jednom giveaway na gamingtribe.com. A protože jsem závodní hry nikdy pořádně nehrál, tak to bude asi pěkná sranda. A nevím, proč to spustilo Oculus automaticky, přitom ani Oculus jednak není připojený. Možná tahle hra podporuje nějakým způsobem VR. Prostě se spustil Oculus úplně sám.
Is leading who? Yeah, who is leading you? So who is leading who? Yeah, who is leading you? So who is leading who? Yeah, who is leading you? So who is leading who? Yeah, who is leading you? So who is leading who? Yeah, who is leading you?
To intro mě překvapilo. To je vážně parádní. To intro, ty jo. Jsem dlouho neviděl tak dobrý intro. No save data was found. Samozřejmě. Chci si vyrobit profil. Tak jo. Nikdy jsem to ještě nehrál, no. Autosave warning. Jasně. Neexitovat, když se autosavuje. OK, chápu. Accept decline view document. End user license. OK, accept. Přihlašuje mě tam nejspíš pomocí Steamu. Move the bar to adjust the screen. The brightness of the screen. Tak já si myslím, že to výchozí je ok. Klidně, kontej. Tak, jak se pomenujeme? Overtone. Singer. Jak jinak? Gender. Pod 16 věc. Tak třeba. Národnost česká. Jaké jsou možnosti? Co to? Ekvádorská? Ty jo, Ekvádor. Hong Konger. Ty Islander. Jamaican, ty krebe. Jsou možnosti. Nice. Kostarikán. Slovákián dokonce tam je. No dobře, dáme tam... Ten Čech. Čech. Budíš jsem Čech. Pokračovat. Automatic. Vesco 5. Vesco, jo. Oh. Když to budu znát, tak to pak můžu entire head vypnout. Tak. Takže startovní linka. OK. Dáme si tutoriál. Základní principy.
Understanding the techniques used in rally driving will help you understand the relationship between car and road surface and how to be the master of control under extreme pressure. Dirt Rally has a precisely detailed vehicle handling model, so you will need to utilise real-world driving techniques to get through our most technical stages in one piece. Master these techniques and you'll maximise the potential of every car, allowing you to get better stage times and challenge for championship victories. Weight transfer is the core component that most aspects of rally driving revolve around. That is, the inertia of the car's weight as it changes direction. This is the force that makes your body move as the car brakes, accelerates and turns. Weight transfer affects the amount of mechanical pressure applied by each of the 4 tyres against the road surface. When a car speeds up, slows down or turns, each tyre will experience a difference in that mechanical pressure compared to when the car is stationary. This results in an increase or decrease of the potential grip available. Braking and accelerating produces longitudinal weight transfer and turning produces lateral weight transfer. It can also be influenced by other factors such as the road surface, jumps and crests. Always try and manage the weight transfer at the moment it's required, whether accelerating, braking or turning. This will maximise the grip potential of each tyre, keeping you flowing in and out of sections throughout a stage. It is important to bear this basic principle in mind as you watch these guides, as almost all these techniques are used to manage weight transfer. Like an aeroplane, rally cars move in 3 axes. Roll, pitch, and yaw. Rally cars are known for performing big slides. Most of the time, these slides are induced by the driver to achieve as high a speed through a corner as possible without sliding off the road. In order to traverse a rally stage quickly and without crashing, you must manage the attitude of the car at all times. In rallying, the racing line means the same as in any other form of motorsport. That is, to straighten the track as much as possible through corners. However, unlike some other forms of motorsport where drivers use every inch of the track to find the perfect racing line, rally drivers have only one shot at each corner, so they often leave a small margin for error. As a rally stage undulates through forests or curves around mountains, it is not always possible to see the racing line. Accurate pace notes are vital so that you know where to place the car on the road even if the section ahead is not immediately visible. You should also listen out for obstacles such as gateposts or piles of logs that may cause you to take a slightly different line through a corner than you otherwise would. When you're out on stage, make sure you listen to your co-driver and position your car appropriately for the road ahead. always try and allow a small margin for error. When you hear drivers talking about maximum attack, they are talking about when they are pushing as hard as they can to get the most out of the car. This often leads to some of the most spectacular moments in rallying as drivers set stage records or push too far and have an event-ending crash. Knowing when to push and when to be conservative are vital when competing in an event. If you're recovering from a mechanical issue and you're trying to make up time to the rest of the field, it may be a valid strategy to push harder as you have very little to lose. If you're in the top 3 and setting competitive stage times, it may be more sensible to take a conservative approach and avoid any big risks. In reality, drivers often take a measured approach, driving at 95% of their full potential so as not to make any big mistakes while still maintaining a competitive pace. In dirt rally, this measured approach is advisable as you get to grips with your car and how it responds to the stages and the conditions.
Moc pěkně vysvětlený.
If the front wheels of a car lose traction with the road surface while attempting to steer, the car enters a state known as understeer. Understeer is always bad and never intentionally used in any rally driving technique. In fact, some of these techniques are used specifically to avoid understeer. Understeer occurs if traction has been partially lost. The car will continue to corner, but at less of an angle than the direction of the front wheels. The car will feel like it is pushing forward. In this situation, applying more steering angle often makes the situation worse, as doing so requires even more traction than was initially being asked of the front tyres. If the wheels have entirely lost traction, the car will cease turning and will slide in the direction it was travelling before the wheels locked. This is particularly common while steering under heavy braking, as the traction of the tyre is being used partly to slow the car down and partly to turn. The correct response is to stop any input to the brake and accelerator and reduce the steering angle. This allows the weight of the car to settle and traction to be regained. On loose surfaces such as gravel and snow, there is an increased chance of understeer due to the reduced level of grip, so techniques are often used to induce oversteer to prevent the car from understeering in the first place. Front-wheel drive cars are particularly prone to understeer as all braking, accelerating and turning forces go through the front tyres. Understeer can occur while accelerating if the combined forces of accelerating and steering overcome the traction available. A similar loss of traction can occur due to braking and steering. Rear-wheel drive cars are least prone to understeer as the front tyres are only used to brake and turn. In fact, their characteristics are more prone to oversteer. Four-wheel drive cars tend to exhibit the characteristics of front-wheel drive cars under braking on corner entry and rear-wheel drive cars under acceleration on corner exit. Rally teams work hard to reduce these characteristics and give a more balanced setup. Remember, understeer is always bad. When rally driving, make sure you try and avoid it at all costs. If the rear wheels of a car lose traction with the road surface while attempting to steer, the car enters a state known as oversteer. This is when the angle of the car exceeds that of the steering input and the rear of the car steps out of line with the front. Unlike understeer, oversteer is often used as a technique to increase the speed at which corners can be taken. By proactively eliminating understeer, a higher exit speed can be achieved. How oversteer is induced and controlled depends on the type of drivetrain in the car. By definition, front-wheel drive cars do not have any drive to the rear wheels, Therefore, oversteer cannot be induced by applying the throttle, but can be induced by using weight transfer. Once a front-wheel drive car enters oversteer, the attitude of the car can be controlled by steering with opposite lock, accelerating, decelerating, or braking. Applying opposite lock while accelerating will effectively speed up the front of the car and will bring the rear of the car back in line. If more oversteer is required, for example if the corner is tighter than expected, decelerating or braking will increase the amount of oversteer by maintaining the weight over the front wheels and therefore reducing the grip on the rear. As the rear wheels of a four-wheel drive vehicle are powered, you can also induce and maintain oversteer by using the throttle to spin the wheels. Depending on the ratio of power delivery between front and rear wheels, the car may have a tendency to oversteer more or less on corner exit. If the ratio is biased towards the front, under acceleration the car may pull itself out of oversteer. However, if the ratio is biased toward the rear, applying power may increase oversteer by spinning the rear wheels. Subtle control of the steering, throttle and brake is used to initiate, maintain and exit oversteer, and the same weight shifting techniques apply to four-wheel drive as for front-wheel drive cars. Unlike front and four-wheel drive cars, rear-wheel drive cars require the opposite technique with regard to throttle control during oversteer. Oversteer can be induced and maintained by weight transfer, but also by applying power to break the traction of the rear wheels. Once oversteer has been initiated, continuing to apply power will maintain the slide. In order to limit or correct oversteer, throttle input must be reduced. Lift-off oversteer occurs when, during cornering, you lift off the throttle. Because the car is slowed by engine braking, there will be a certain amount of longitudinal weight transfer which will unload the rear tyres, causing them to partially lose traction with the road. In a front-wheel drive car, this weight transfer alone is enough to induce oversteer because the front of the car is usually heavier than the rear. In four-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive cars, although the difference in the static weight between the front and rear may not be as great as a front-wheel drive car, the effect is amplified by engine braking also acting on the rear wheels as they are unloaded by the weight transferring forward. The key thing to remember is that oversteer is used as a technique to increase the speed at which corners can be taken. You may be tempted to try and avoid using the brakes as much as possible, but there are two separate and equally important uses for the brakes in a rally car. The most obvious use is to slow down to a speed at which the car can take the next corner without crashing. The second, less obvious reason is to manage weight transfer before, during or even after cornering. Applying the brakes transfers more of the weight of the car over the front wheels, pressing the tyres against the road, giving them increased grip. The trade-off is that the rear tyres have less of the car's weight applied to them, resulting in less grip. Slowing the car down should only be done while the car is moving in a straight line. All four wheels don't need to be pointing forward, but the direction of travel should be as straight as possible. You should apply the maximum braking force without the front wheels locking. Depending on the corner you're approaching, you may need to partially lock the rear wheels to induce oversteer. Judging braking points correctly allows you to brake smoothly and continuously until the turn-in point, where you can release the brake and turn for the corner. Releasing the brake at the turn-in point means that the weight will have already been transferred to the front wheels when you turn, giving increased traction. You must always take the characteristics of the car and the road into account when braking. As well as the level of grip and characteristics of the road, many other factors can affect weight transfer. This can load or unload each tyre, affecting the amount of grip available and the distance required to slow down. Some examples are as follows. When travelling uphill, the effect of gravity working against the car results in shorter braking distances. The opposite is true when travelling downhill. When braking on a loose surface, reduced grip results in longer braking distances. The level of grip is often variable from corner to corner, so it is usually prudent to leave a margin for error. When braking on clean, dry tarmac, you'll have shorter braking distances as there is generally more grip. The car will tend to remain more stable than on loose surfaces. Conditions such as wet weather, mud on the road or ice will result in longer braking distances. The overall weight of the car has a dramatic effect. Heavier cars take much longer to slow down than lighter cars. If the wheels are inadvertently locking during braking, the wheels will slide across the surface rather than slowing the car down. So remember, use the brakes to slow the car down to a speed at which it can take the next corner without crashing, and to manage weight transfer before, during or after cornering. Always be aware of the road conditions and adjust your braking distances accordingly.
Tak jo, ty tutoriály nejsou vůbec interaktivní, jsou strašně nudný. Najdu ještě klid. Dáme si první závod. Líbí se mi tenhle Renault. Zkusíme Renault Alpine. Renault Alpine A110, když nemáme. No, obviously. Tak teď. 5 a turbo 700. To se mi líbí. Tak já zvolíme si disciplínu. To první. Argolis, Řecko. Já vím, kde je Argolis. To vím, zase Assassin's Creed. Odyssea. Kde je Argolis, já vím. Tak jdeme na to. První závod. Enjoy.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 60, left 3, 60, left 6, into hairpin right. Into left 3 long 100. Right 6 continues for 100. Keep left over crest. Right 6, don't cut. Into left 5 continues for 150. Into turn hairpin right 80. Right 5 continues for 130 over bumps. Caution left 6 half long, small jump. To right 6 long, finish. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Závod.
go. 60. Left 360. Left 6 into hairpin right. Into left 3 long 100. Right 6 continues for 100. Keep left over crest. Right 6 don't cut. Into left 5 continues for 150. Into turn hairpin right, 80. Right 5 continues for 130 over bumps. Caution left 6 half long, small jump. Into right 6 long. Into left 3 don't cut, continues for 130. Right 360. Right 4 jump. Right 3 tight. Left 4 over jump, don't cut. Jump into right 4 long, tightens 360. Left 4 over jump, don't cut. Right 5 long, 100 down, braking, hairpin left. Into 60. Tear left 6 into big jump and jump, immediate acute right. Left 6 into right 6 long, 80 over crest. Left 6, braking 60 down, acute left. .100 down over bumps. Hairpin right, 60 around tree. Caution left 6 half long over bump, 60 down, hairpin left. Into caution left 4 and down into hairpin right. Into left 6. Into right 3 half long. 60 keep right over crest. Caution left 4 don't cut. Right 5 don't cut. Into left 4 long 80 over crest. Right 6. Into left 6. Into right 6 times to 5, 40. Right 6 into left 5 long over crest. Left 5 over bad bump, don't cut. Turn right 3. And right 4. Into left 5. And left 6, 60, keep left over crest. 80 through dip. Keep right over crest. Into left 5, don't cut. 80. Finish.
Dám si to ještě jednou. Naposledy.
Right 6 continues for 100. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 60, left 3, 60, left 6, into hairpin right. Into left 3 long, 100. Right 6 continues for 100. Keep left over crest. Right 6 don't cut. Into left 5 continues for 150. Into turn hairpin right, 80. Right 5 continues for 130 over bumps. Caution left 6, half long, small jump. Into right 6 long. Into left 3 don't cut, continues for 130. Right 3, 60. Right 4 jump. Right 3 tight. Left 4 over jump, don't cut. Jump into right 4 long tights to 3, 60. Left 4 over jump, don't cut. Right 5 long, 100 down, braking, hairpin left. .60. Care left 6, into big jump and jump, immediate acute right. Left 6, into right 6 long, 80 over crest. Left 6, braking, 60 down, acute left. .100 down over bumps. Hairpin right around tree, 60. Caution left 6, half long over bump, 60 down, hairpin left. Into caution left 4 and down into hairpin right. Left 6. Right 3 half long, 60 keep right over crest, caution left 4 don't cut, right 5 don't cut, into left 4 long, 80 over crest, right 6, into left 6, into right 6 tightens to 5, 40, right 6, into left 5 long over crest, left 5 over bad bump, don't cut. turn right 3, and right 4, into left 5, left 6, 60, keep left over crest, 80 through dip, keep right over crest, into left 5, don't cut, 80, finish. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Left 5, continue to 100, over bump, right 6, bump dip. Caution slowing, into right 5, into hairpin right. Into left 5, 60, keep right over crest. Left 6, dip. Caution right 6, 80. Acute left 60. Rear left function. Left 6. Right 4 long, 60. Right 3, don't cut. Into left 4. Into right 3 tightens to 2, 60. Left 4, into left 4, into acute right. Into hairpin left. Left 6, half long. Stay mid over crest, past junction. Into right 3 long, keep in. Left 2 long through dip, crest. Into right 5. Into right 2 late, into turn left 2. Into square right. Left 5 tight. Into right 6. Into left 6. Into right 6, 60. Right 1. Into turn left 1 past junction. And left 4. Into right 6, 60. Keep right over jump, 100. Right 6 over jump, tightens to right 5. Left 6. Into right 4 over small crest, tightens. Into caution right 1, down. Into right 4, 60. Caution, keep right over crest. Into open hairpin left. Into right 6. left 2. Into turn left 2. Into right 1 over crest. Into left 5. Left 6 through dip, 80. Right 1 tightens, post outside. Into crest. Into right 4. Into left 4. Caution left 6 into immediate turn square left, don't cut. Into left 4 long. Into right 6. Into right 1. Small crest. Into right 2. Into left 6. And right 3 over crest, jump. 80. Left 6 through dip, 80. Double caution right 5 over big jump. And left 5 long to finish.
Můžete ukončit. Tak. Quit.